Hi guys, Steph here. Look what we've got for you today. Absolutely stunning, handsome fountain pen. Some of you may look at it and recognise it. What we've got for you here is a Swan Leverless fountain pen. As we'll show in a moment, this model is the L205B-52. Now, one of the things that you may not see, because it's a little bit difficult, but I've actually tried to light it all up so that you can see it, and I don't know how it's going to show on the video, but what we've got is a lovely blue and black marbled fountain pen. So these particular pens, I think they're made of celluloid. It's quite a rare colour, but again, how you can actually see it, if you can see it on the video, I'm not too sure. But just to give you an example, if I take the cap off and shine the torch inside there, you can see the celluloid is this lovely blue, dark blue celluloid, and again it's a blue and a black marbling. So I hope that was nice and clear, but again, if I show it to you at a distance there, it looks to be a black pen, but I can assure you in sort of daylight it's a lovely colour. The size of this pen, from the top of the cap to the bottom of the barrel, 126 millimeters capped. Around the barrel it's a nice 11 millimeters in diameter. It's a pre-war fountain pen. This pen I am dating, well, in around about the 1930s, I believe closer to around about 1937. Let's show you the imprint, which I've highlighted for you. So you can see there it says Swan self-filler, and then underneath it's got Mabie Todd Co Ltd, or well, it's actually got a patent number below that, then Mabie Todd Co Ltd, and made in England down excuse me, down to the bottom. So a lovely clear imprint. As I say, I've highlighted it because it's a little bit difficult to show you, well, with this particular colour. What we've also got to the cap, you can see there, that one's nice and clear. We've got the cap on these pens has the word Swan, like so. Once again, we've highlighted that for you. Now, to the end of the barrel, we've got this little sort of, if you like, cap stud, and that's the filler knob, which we'll show in a moment. As I said, this is a Swan Leverless. It's a twist filler, which we'll show in a moment. Now, I don't know, again, if you may be able to see it or not. It's a little bit on the worn side, but I can actually see it with my loupe. But the model underneath on the bottom of the pen there reads L205B, and then underneath it has the number 52. Incidentally, from what I know from these models, the L stands for the pen being a leverless pen. I believe that the number 2, as we'll show in a moment, relates to the nib, which is a lovely number 2 nib on this pen. The 0, I believe that it has, well, indicates to us that it has no bands to the barrel, so the 0 being no bands, although we'll show you in a moment it's got cap band. I'm not too sure what the 5 means. The B after the number indicates that this pen is what they term as the short version, and then dash 52, nice and simply, the 52 tells us that the colour is this marbled blue colour. So that's hopefully what the model number tells us. As I said there a little bit earlier, you can see to the cap there, it's got this quite a thin cap band to the bottom of the cap. If we take you up to the clip there, you can see very recognisable this Swan ball clip and to the very top there you can see we've got the Swan logo to the top, and to the top of the cap there, once again sort of matching the bottom of the barrel, we've got this black cap stud, if you like, with a little inlaid swan to the very top there in white. All in all, beautiful pen. Let's unscrew the cap like so. Let's show you the pen in different angles. It is an absolutely gorgeous pen. As I say, the colour is difficult to show on video, but again in sort of daylight you can sort of see it. It is a dark blue and black, but you can actually see the marbling. The section there, you can see we've got a black section, and then you'll notice to the bottom of the section we've also got the word Swan, and you can see the section's got a slight taper with this little ridge near the nib. And if we show you the nib, let's keep it still. As we said earlier, what we've got is a Swan number 2 Mabie Todd Co made in England nib. Okay, so let's give you a different angle on that. A lovely nib, nice and clean. Let's give you a sideways view, and then if we turn it over, as you've seen in other videos, there you go, you can see it's got the word Swan stamped on the feed underneath, and it's got the very recognisable Swan feed underneath the nib there. Size wise, although this is the short version, it's still nice comfortable pen to hold with this section, a nice size, but because you people I know like to see them writing, what we'll do, we'll fill it. Now, as I said, this is a twist filler fountain pen, which simply means what we do, we actually unscrew the knob there at the bottom. In turn, there's a bar inside that rotates and actually grips the sack inside, and in effect it scrunches it, and then once you actually turn it back like so, the bar returns to its original position, releases the sack then opens up to its original shape, and that in turn allows the ink to be taken into the pen. So let's do that. So let's dip it into the ink. Okay, again, I'm not sure if you could hear that. There was bubbling going on, so everything sounds fine. Hopefully everything will look fine as well. What I've done there, I've just left it in literally a couple of seconds. It's only for a writing sample. When you actually fill this pen, you can leave it in for longer to get a better ink capacity. So let's see how the pen writes. As always, it's the first time it's been tested, and I do it for you people sort of live, if you like, on camera. So here we go. So what we have is a Swan, and as we've told you, this one is the leverless pen, the model being the L205B, and then a dash 52. So what we said earlier, the L being for a leverless pen, 2 being for the number 2 nib. The 0, I believe, there's no indication of any bands on the barrel. Not sure about the 5. The B tells us that it's actually the short model, and last but not two, the 52 there is telling us that this is the blue and the black marbled pattern or colour. So let's carry on. So it's writing very nicely. There doesn't feel to be any issues. Now if we put a little pressure on the downward stroke, we're actually getting a slightly broader line. So what we're going to do, I'm going to, there we go, figure of eights, and there we go. So it has as you'd expect from a lot of these Swan pens. You can see it's got a slight variation in the line. By putting a little bit of pressure on the downward stroke, we're getting a broader line, but it's writing, I would say, with a fine line. Again, with some pressure you can get a broader line, so there is a nice bit of variation in the nib, in the writing. So let's pop that to one side. Let's pop the cap back on, and there we have it. An absolutely gorgeous, very handsome pen, and very collectible and sought after in this particular pattern. So that's the Swan Leverless pen, the L205B-52, circa 1937. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing you people. Leave a comment below, but for now I'll just say bye bye now.